Hello, my name is Kathy Davila, and for my advocacy project, I chose to present to a group of administrators and educators that work with me at J.P. Lenore Elementary for the Donna School District. And at the start of my presentation, I decided to give a little bit of a background as to why I chose to pursue a master's degree in bilingual education. And then I went on also to explain why I chose to advocate um, dual language education. And upon um, giving them a little bit of a background as to the population, the numbers of our own school, I pointed out to them that only about 90% of our teachers in our school are bilingual certified, but only about 50% actually service LEP students. And this is mainly due to small numbers of English learners and also due to the fact that our early exit program is not being implemented in the way that it is intended to have been. And this opened the door for conversation about how at the initial start, pre-K, kinder, and first grade, students are separated according to language. So uh, monolingual English students will receive English instruction, and English learners will receive instruction in their native language, in this case, which is Spanish. And the program is separated that way. The students, I'm sorry, are separated that way. The um, program is intended for them to receive their instruction in Spanish and then slowly transition them or expose them into the English language and eventually get them to just be fully English. And although in the lower grades we see that this is, possible, this is happening, the teachers did express how they are experiencing their own frustrations as far as to the resources that are very obviously to everyone not available. It takes a lot of time for them themselves to have to either purchase or look for material that they feel that they can use for their students. And I expressed to them that this is a very, very common frustration that many of us experience, and I believe this is going on in all grade levels, whether it's, elementary, secondary, all the way up. This is the frustration that most of teachers experience, lack of resources. And teachers that were in the upper grades expressed that state testing doesn't really allow them to um, implement or be faithful to the program the way that we should. And as a third grade teacher myself, I expressed to them that I completely agreed, and I saw that there are very small windows that we are given to actually implement um, practices, lessons in the language that they should be receiving. Um, However, I did express that we shouldn't let these setbacks and these frustrations keep us from actually implementing the program the way that we should be. And I did also move on to explain to them the benefits about the program. I also explained to them how we are all success stories. All of us that are bilingual teachers, even those of us that are not there yet, but they're pursuing a certificate for bilingual education. Um, we're all success stories in a way, because we started off knowing either the English or the Spanish, and then moved on to develop, the acquired language or the new language towards us. And that's basically what we want for our students as well. We want um, to give them the opportunity, make it maybe not necessarily easier for them, but definitely um, give them the opportunity to be bilingual, to be biliterate students, and not just students, but even as adults, when they get older. And most of the teachers agreed that um, this is what our goal as educators should be. Um, we they did, however, find it that it sounds a lot easier than what it really is, and I expressed that um, it's not an easy program. It's not. Dual language education programs are not meant to be easy. Um, it does take time. It does require a lot of time from us as teachers as far as planning and finding, material that we know is going to work for them. Because ultimately, we are the ones that, what is beneficial for them or not, what is going to work for them and what is not. Um, the overall experience was really great. The discussions, the conversations, um, the fact that everyone was, um, I'm not going to say on board, but they were in agreement that as educators in the Valley, we should be advocating, even if it's within our own classrooms, to our students about dual language education. Um, we agreed that, or I opened a realization to them that at the end, this is where we all started, and this is what we needed in order for us to be the successful teachers that we are, to be the successful bilingual teachers that we are. And so they would like for, um, I guess, administration to provide, um, not necessarily staff development, but maybe um, observations that where they can actually see these programs in place and see not just a one-time thing, but maybe, something where they can go in and see uh, maybe 3 times out of an academic school year to see how the flow goes, how it's continuing, an update here and there, um, and see what is it that they can learn from, these successful programs in schools where they're actually showing the success on the dual language programs. Um, I would like to have been, in a certain sense, I would say, like, maybe better prepared as to um, having ideas of where they could, attend these types of observations, or maybe information where my administrators could get tips or ideas as to how or which are the schools that actually have very successful, maybe even outside of our own school district. Um, but I think that it was a good start. I think it was something that um, opened a really, really good door to opportunities as to aiding teachers to see uh, bilingual education in a very much different light, just as I did. And so, yeah, overall, it was a really good experience. It was a very good turnout, and the feedback was amazing. It wasn't necessarily, like that it was back talking or trashing, the program at all. It was something where everyone was in agreement that it was, in at the end, what our students need in order for them to be successful students, and in the long run to be successful adults. Thank you.